Hey guys, good morning. So I thought I would make a video kind of explaining what you're supposed to be doing, kind of talking a little bit more about what's going on, hoping that this maybe makes it a little bit easier for you to kind of get the information you need. So let's start with some big things that are pretty basic. We are now entering a phase where new work and grades will be assigned to you. The last couple weeks has basically been an opportunity for you guys to get comfortable with the technology, comfortable with how to do virtual things online. Some of you have worked on this more than others. So no matter what you've done the last 2 weeks, now it's time to actually start implementing those things. So starting today, being given new instruction, you're getting grades for it. You need to start doing this work. All right. Virtual attendance. As some of you've seen, I have been sending out those Google forms to have you guys basically acknowledge got the instructions. Give me anything you might want to share with me. And again, I'm stressing this that it's really important. If you're having an issue, and let's be honest, this is a very strange time. Some of you might be, whether it's suddenly you're taking care of brothers and sisters. Suddenly, maybe your parents are having you work more. There's a lot of things that can pull your time and attention, or you're just really stressed out, right? I'll be real. I have family who are older who both live in Florida and New York, and based on the news, it seems like those are the kind of places that are in really serious trouble. So there are things weighing on my mind. I understand that things are weighing on your mind too. So that's a place for you to kind of communicate things to me that you think I should know. All right. Now, with that being said, because we're starting to do graded work and because instruction is starting again, there is an expectation you will do it. All right. I know that some of you have probably thought this was a vacation, that school was over, that nothing, it doesn't matter. That is a false assumption. Grades are going in. You will be assessed. You will be graded. In addition to that, we are going to be sending lists of students who have not logged into Canvas, who have not acknowledged any of our messages to administration, which means then you're going to start hearing from them and guidance counselors. So do yourself a favor. Just go ahead and start doing the things you've been getting and understand this is what you should be doing. All right. There's no need to put yourself in a position where you fall behind. All right. Next thing I want to talk about really quickly. There are obviously 30 or so of you in the class. There's just one of me. Online instruction probably leads to a lot of questions, concerns that you might need help with. So the discussion board, and I'll show you where it is in a second, right? Was created. I put it on Canvas. This is the kind of place where I want you to post your questions. So like I didn't understand what this meant in the video. I can't. This isn't working for me. I want you to post it there. I would prefer you do that as opposed to send me a remind message. Because if there's a problem, right, and there's a miscommunication or misunderstanding about content or whatever, you're probably not alone. And I would rather have you post in the discussion board. I can give a response there, then everybody can see it, as opposed to me maybe having to send out 10 individual remind messages, right? That should hopefully speed things up. Think of, again, raising your hand in the classroom, asking a question that benefits everybody. Now, let's talk about the new instruction for the week. All right, so, and let me just show you where it is. So if you log into Canvas, right, let's go into Canvas, and your version should look something like this, right? You'll see the week of instruction, the review stuff that was part of this week, right? That's still there. I didn't pull that down. But then you get down here and you'll see the instructions 4:1 through 4:12. So typically we would give you new work on a Monday and it would go from that Monday to the following Sunday with the expectation you would do the work and get it in by that Sunday, right? Now here's the thing. This is a little weird midweek start. So here's what we're going to do instead. We're going to take it from today through next Sunday because in case you guys don't realize it, the end of next week starts spring break. And from what we're being told, we can't really give you new instruction. So really what I'm doing is I'm giving what would be a week's amount of instruction, but just giving you extra days to get it done. All right. So as I said before, that whole discussion board thing, it's right here. You can click in here and you can post a question and I'll get back to you. I'm going to be monitoring it all day. Now, in terms of the work you got to do. So myself and all the other history teachers have put together essentially what are video lectures with note taking and videos and assignments. So your first assignment is to understand what led to the Renaissance. So this is the handout right here. My mouse is on it. You want to click on that and download that. Or if you want to print it out, I guess that's okay. And then you'll see the video lecture here. All right, this connects to YouTube where I made a video where you can follow along as I lecture, take notes, all that stuff. Part of that will be part of that is a short video from Crash Course on the Silk Road. You'll watch that, answer the questions. And so here's the deal. There are questions in here that you need to answer based on the content we're delivering to you. You will have to turn in this sheet. Either if you did it by hand, you can take a photo and upload it to Canvas, or if you did it by downloading it to Google and then typing on it directly, that's fine too. But you need to share it with us for the grade. And I just want to stress this. I said this in the video lecture as well. You better have answers that align with what was said in the lecture. Do not think you can just go online and Google this stuff. Some of you feel like Google's the right answer, and I can assure you, seeing some things you turned in, that it is not. So if you don't answer the questions based on the content we give you and what we have said, you are not getting credit. That means you didn't do what we asked you to do. Now, if there's something that's unclear, use the discussion board, get clarification, and then we can help you. But there's a difference between that and just simply going on Google. All right. So hopefully I made myself pretty clear. That is the expectation going forward. All right. The next thing is art of the Renaissance. All right. The Renaissance is this famous period in art, right? You've probably heard of some of the famous people like Michelangelo, Leonardo, all those people, Raphael, the Ninja Turtles, basically, right? So what we want you to understand is what made Renaissance art different than what came before, right? What was it inspired by and what was made it so special that we talk about it now? So first part is watch a video lecture where you get the basic difference between the ideas of Middle Ages art, cool, just what Middle Ages art is like, and then what Renaissance art is like. You're basically then going to have to take that information and apply it. Apply it to a series of artwork from both the Middle Ages and the Renaissance and break it down using the criteria we talked about in the lecture and you have in your notes. And then you're going to have to tell me what time period. Now, bit of warning here, there is that middle ground where things go from Middle Ages to the Renaissance, right? There's that middle period. So you can kind of even say that. But the point is this, you need to understand what made Renaissance art special by understanding what made Middle Ages art different and then explain it to us. And again, just like on the last thing, you're going to basically turn in that here. Again, by hand, take a photo, upload it. If not, Google Doc, type on it, upload it. Either one works. All right, and then the last thing we're asking you to do this week. All right, there are two Renaissances. The one that everyone loves to talk about is the Italian Renaissance. All right, that's where the famous people are from. But there was a whole other Renaissance that took place in Northern Europe. So first, you're going to learn about what makes the Renaissance, like define what it is, just to make sure we have that. And then you're going to be trying to understand, okay, what made it different than what happens in the North? And so, again, just like you had before, you have this note-taking sheet, this handout thing. Take the notes, answer questions, and then there will be some quick writes, short response questions that you will do but in here. That's all, again, all in here. And then you'll upload a copy here. So I hope this makes some sense. I'm hoping that you guys have the time to get this done. You should. I want to remind you that grades will start. Your grade book will begin to, or the grade books will begin to fill. And we're trying our best as a world history team to recognize that there is only so much time you have, and we're going to give you assignments that we think are not overwhelming. As we've been told, this is kind of important, I think, we should be giving you roughly 2 to 3 hours of work per class per week. So all told, the expectation is that you would basically, if you have 4 classes, would have about 12 hours worth of work over the course of a week to get done. Also, the expectation is that school basically will run from 9 to 1. And that way you guys kind of have a set schedule. I said this in my other classes, I'll say it to you as well. You're going to be much better off if you decide that you're going to keep some reasonable schedule. Obviously, there's things that happen that change the schedule for you, but going to bed at 4 o'clock in the morning and waking up at 2 o'clock in the afternoon ain't going to help you. You need to be working on this stuff, getting it done. This will have an impact on whether or not you pass or fail this class. For some people, you're going to need to make sure you get all of this done to make sure you're in the position to be successful at the end. So, strongly recommend that you find some schedule that works for you. Don't stay up all hours of night. Don't sleep all day. Use the window of time that is being given to you to get your work done. So if you have any questions or concerns, please use the discussion board. If it's more of a private matter you want to talk to me about, then by all means, send me a remind message. But realistically, if you send me a generic question about an assignment, I'm probably going to direct you towards the discussion board. All right, so it's just building habits. That's all we're trying to do. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later, and maybe we'll even do a live video class just so that we can interact with each other more one on one. See you guys.